Ambrosia for Heads, this is Justin Hunt, straight out of Greenville, South Carolina. This is Last 7, counting down the top stories over the last 7 days. Jay-Z already delivered one of the year's best projects, now possibly the year's best interview. Hola Ovito got real with Rap Radar podcast. Speaking with B. Dot and Elliott Wilson, Hov explained why he dissed Kanye West on 444, saying that Ye crossed the line when he mentioned Jay's wife and kids. He also said that he did not mean to insult Future directly, nor did he tell anyone not to use the money phone. This is my favorite part. Jay explained why he didn't cheat by partnering with corporations over his last 2 releases. There was a big conversation that Jay-Z somehow went fake platinum. Take a look.
I got $10 million for an album. I said, okay, with that $10 million here, I'm gonna give it away. They don't count that. But the next week, they count free Spotify spins. That's what's happening now. That's what's going on. They're counting streams. They're counting that as a transaction. They're adding that to the consumption number, which is driving people number up. So that's why Tyler, he gets confused because everyone does, because there's not enough information that Tidal cheated when it came to Meek or something like that. Yeah. All we did was say, if your label calls and say, I want to put my album pre-paywall, that's your choice. We say, okay, we'll put it out for free. We're doing what Spotify does every day.
So they count free streams on Spotify.
100%. That's a fact.
Not just the premium. Got you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. In fact, they count it the same as a paid stream. That has to change, and that will change. Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Now that's a significant distinction in streaming services. Paywall versus non-paywall. Still think Hov went fake platinum? Let us know. In the worst of all worlds, BuzzFeed released a bombshell report titled, "A Woman Who Had Underage Sex with R. Kelly is Now Telling Her Story." The scathing piece centers around 24-year-old Geronda Pace, who says she began a sexual relationship with R. Kelly after first meeting him in 2008 during his child pornography trial, believe it or not. The two had an intimate relationship until January 2010. Allegedly, Kelly caught Pace texting a friend. She was then slapped, choked, and spit on, according to the article. Pace says she received cash settlements and signed a non-disclosure agreement, but is now speaking out because of recent reports made by BuzzFeed that R. Kelly has 6 women living in a cult. She says, "I know speaking out against Kelly could sue me, but I'm really not worried about it anymore. I feel like this is a healing process for me because I've been holding this in for so many years. And to see that he always gets away with it, it's just not right. I'm just going forward with my head held high." A representative for R. Kelly says he denies any and all wrongdoing and is now seeking the appropriate legal action. How long can Kells keep dodging these accusations? Did you know there's a direct link between childhood trauma and suicide ideation? Logic enlisted a star-studded cast to address America's 10th leading cause of death. Don Cheadle, Luis Guzman, Matthew Modine, and more help tell an emotional tale of high school athletes struggling with his sexual identity. His father catches him with a gay man's magazine. His boyfriend's father catches them both in bed together. His teammates ridicule him. The song is called 1-800-273-8255 after the suicide prevention hotline number. It's a super heavy 7-minute visual with a surprise ending you can catch on Ambrosia for Heads. Here's what Logic told Genius. Some fans that I met randomly, they've said things like, "Your music has saved my life. You've saved my life." And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice of you, thanks." And I give them a hug and shit, but in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? And they're really serious. And in my mind, I was like, man, I wasn't even trying to save nobody's life. And then it hit me, the power that I have as an artist with a voice. I wasn't even trying to save your life. Now what can happen if I actually did? Also, Alessia Cara and Khalid, they both joined Logic on this track. 100% must-watch music. Must-watch music. Here's another example of must-watch music. DJ Quik and Scarface's live experience tour. AFH was on hand for last week's Los Angeles tour stop. DJ Quik and Scarface shared the stage for an hour and change, bouncing back and forth between classics from each other's catalog. Glorious. Apparently, it's going to get a lot better. In a conversation with DX, Quik and Face confirmed the two have a joint EP on the way.
we're actually recording every show that we do in the Pro Tools, you know, all stemmed out. And we're gonna listen back to it and see how we feel about it, you know, after the tour is done. And in the meantime, in the interim, we're writing lyrics and making music on the bus too. So it just makes sense for this to be an EP, not to just sell like, ooh, let's put out a record out, but it's to make this whole experience, it's to congeal this whole experience and give it to people so they can, you know, feel the vibe, you know, because music is about being happy. Music is about fun, and we having fun.
Last week, we also premiered a clip from Face's next project. It was exclusive. It was in last week's TBD. Here's a quick snippet from another song.
My skin tone get me hate on. I'm a black man, ain't no safe zones. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, sir. The only question that I ask is why you targeted us.
Brief but effective. Now for you, where does DJ Quik and Scarface rank in legendary team-ups? What other GOAT contenders would you like to see share a project? Let us know. We covered Sean Price's posthumous project Imperious Rex 2 last sevens ago. Next up to bat, Sean Price's longtime partner in Helter Skelter Rockness. He has a new project coming called Rockness AP, as in Rockness after Price. The project features Wu-Tang Clan's Method Man, Raekwon, and Spectre Deck, as well as Buckshot and Smith & Wesson. Here's a clip from the lead release GWBAG.
Top of the morning, ain't nothing better than waking up the top in the morning. Nothing worse than a nigga pushing off your top in the morning. Besides popping up on the wake and popping off the top of the morning. I will mop up the floor with your rock in the Ford, driving across country, taking money that's probably yours, trying the floors.
The menacing Rockness Monsta's Rockness AP arrives on September 22nd. Get your ski masks ready. For Ambrosia for Heads, this is Last 7. I'm Justin Hunt. See you next week.